Alright guys, I've been talking about the main reason why I'm prepping, and one of the main reasons why I'm prepping is because I want to encourage other people to be proactive in their emergency preparation. I realize that if I'm by myself, I'm not going to be as effective in surviving in an emergency situation, SHTF situation, so I'm going to have to work with others. But the next step for me in my evolution as a prepper is to really start getting the right type of training. I'm going to take a tactical pistol class. I tried to take one recently, but I decided not to go that route because they canceled the class, they postponed it, and anyway, I don't mind training outside when it's raining or snowing. I did target shooting when it was raining and snowing, Michigan, Kentucky, but I'm just looking for a really good class somewhere in the middle of Georgia. A lot of these classes I'm really into, they just basically talk about how to clean guns and all that stuff. I need something where they can actually help me on my actual shooting technique and some tactics about just making me more effective in defending myself. So that's what I'm really looking for. So any good suggestions, maybe in the Henry County area, Atlanta area, whatever. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm also looking at CERT. One of you guys mentioned something about CERT training, and I thought, that'd be kind of cool. But a lot of the CERT training, you have to live in a particular county. You have to live in each county's for their emergency certification classes, all that stuff. You got to live in that county or work in that county. So I got to figure out what they have to offer in my county, the county I work and live in, counties I work and live in. So that's something I'm gonna be looking at pretty soon. So training, tactical pistol, also just basic emergency preparation. That's something I'm looking for. Probably gonna take another med class. I did take a stop the bleed class at a gun range when I was in Kentucky, so I'm probably gonna take a refresher course on that. That's something that's good to have. Of course, I've had CCW classes in every state, pretty much every state I've lived in, well, at least Michigan and Kentucky. But anyway, so I don't need another one of those classes. But yeah, how to actually use some of the gear that I'm working with. I have some idea, but I just want more training. I think that could make me more effective. So that's what I'm going to be looking at pretty soon on my evolution as an emergency prepper. And encourage others. And that's also a really good networking opportunity. You find other people with similar interests. So that might be a way to actually start building relationships. So it won't just be me in emergency. If there is an emergency in my community, I can actually be available to help. I have the training I need to actually help. So something to think about, how to be an asset to the people in your community. An aspect of prepping that isn't really talked about enough. Another thing I need to do is spend more time on the trails. Went on the trails a lot when I was in Alaska. Did a little bit while I was in Kentucky, but I need to hit the trails more now that I'm in Georgia. Yeah, I've definitely had a lot of interesting experiences on the trails. I remember when I was in Alaska, I went up this, almost like a mountain, like this incline road, carrying this massive duffel bag. I had all the preps I thought I'd ever need, and probably most of that stuff I didn't need, but man, that was a heavy, heavy pack. And I tried to, when I finally got up there, up on the mountain, whatever, and I tried to sleep in a tent overnight, and it was just wasn't the right type of tent. It was so cold, it was miserable. But I was out there for several hours. Oh man. So I learned, really think about what you actually need. You don't pack just to bring everything that you could possibly need. Just realistically, what do you really need? I want to see our civilization, our culture, I should say, our society change to the point where we're better prepared for emergencies. Our mindset will just be radically different. We'll just be better suited for survival. Am I supposed to cross here? I guess so. This part definitely reminds me of some parts in Alaska. Oh, there's a red diamond. But yeah, the more people we get involved in being proactive and preparing for emergencies, the better off we'll be as a society. I think they need to start teaching some survival skills as well as some trades in middle school. Start with elementary school. The key is going to be, and this is for education in general, is to put a lot of effort into middle school. I think we need to bring in some people who have a lot of practical experience in the workforce, practical skills, focus on that, trades, and really focus on introducing these kids to this stuff at an early age. And definitely in middle school, because that's where a lot of kids drop out. The freshman year of high school is another point where if the schools aren't organized, they lose a lot of kids. So that's why I thought it was so important for us to have a freshman orientation program for the kids in high school. When I was up there in Alaska, we teamed them up with some peer mentors and community mentors, adults, who just people who can really encourage the kids and give them some real guidance or at least support. You just really want people to be connected in that middle school and first year of high school, because that's where a lot of people just drop out. Obviously, drugs are a factor, but just something to think about. They don't want a nation of thinkers. They want people who are dependent on them so they can control them. But the politicians are also controlled by the donors, heavily influenced by lobbyists, and those people are either a part of or influenced by the globalists. The globalists want control over the population. Wow, we gotta go all the way up there. They want control, because if they don't have control, I mean, we're going to get to the point where the globalists and everybody else are going to have a big conflict. It's inevitable. Man, this trail just keeps going up and up and up. We say the maximum amount of lives. Oh, excuse me. We create a societal change. We create a societal change, and that way it's more than just one person prepping.